Thank you very much. Can everybody hear me okay? Is this working well? Very good. I'm extremely honored. And when you listen to that, it's way, way beyond my abilities. It really is dependent upon all of your abilities that I've achieved what I've achieved in life. So I'm very grateful, truly grateful. And when I look around the room, I see so many faces that I can say, wow, I've had friends for some 15, 20 years going on now in this epidemic. And I will apologize, I have to rush right after this. I'm fully baked for a gallium scan. So if I'm glowing this morning, it's because there's gallium just fizzing out of my pores. And I have to run up to Sunnybrook to have that scanned. After 30 years with HIV, things start to break down and you have to take care of them. So I got a few things to take care of today. Good morning and welcome to you all. What a celebration we can boast this year. This is the 15th year of the Canadian Working Group on HIV and Rehabilitation, also known as CIHRRC. I learned yesterday also known boldly go as CIHRRC. Is that correct? Be bold, be CIHRRC. Thank you, Patrick. But this is also the first ever international forum on HIV and rehabilitation research. Bravo. We hardly anticipated these changes that were about to take place 15 years ago. At that time, a very diverse group of people met, including people living with HIV, AIDS service organizations, health and rehabilitation professionals, teachers and educators, program and policy makers, bureaucrats and researchers, and we all gathered at a large table in Quebec City to share our work and ponder how to move forward. We were just fresh on the heels of new therapies that saved many lives from the brink of death. Bless those who lost their lives that we might live. We were on the cusp of changes that impacted rehabilitation in HIV/AIDS from a course that was palliative and where rehabilitation was built into end-of-life care to a chronic, episodic illness where returning to active living seemed very possible. In these early days, programming, policy, teaching, education, services, and research were sparse, to say the least. And yet some remarkable movement had already been made by a few bold and forward-thinking individuals. Excuse the insider reference and for aging some of us, but need I remind you of our then only manual for rehabilitation in the form of Module 7. The needs for policy, programming, services, education, and research were busting at the seams, and yet this first group that convened in Quebec City highlighted research as being absolutely necessary. These were very tough discussions as people living with HIV were in need of rehabilitation services, a gap that sadly still exists today. In the end, the multi-stakeholder group decided to highlight all areas of work, but emphasize research to push policy, education, programming, and services forward. We didn't have a lot of money, but we found a way to fund research projects from the start from our first ever call for proposals, which was issued. Now look where we are today. Collaborative, multi-stakeholder, community-based, university without walls, international research. Today I salute all those that came before and those of you who continue this bold work in a field of healthcare that is too sadly neglected. Thank you to all the rehabilitation professionals that continue to make my life one of ability. Thank you for spending your time, energy, thoughtful contemplation, and creativity on HIV and rehabilitation. I am thrilled to see what was only a distant vision those many years ago when we first met in Quebec. Thank you for your attendance at this important forum and AGM. Let us all celebrate this festive occasion. I wish you a very productive and visionary meeting. Thank you.